Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So over the past few days, I've gotten a ton of questions from people, mostly from California, asking what they should do now that the Supreme Court has decided the NYSRPA V Bruen case and found that requiring good cause is unconstitutional and that people have a right to carry in public. They want to know if they should go apply for their permit or what they could expect. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I want to try and answer as many questions as possible and let you guys know what I think you should do moving forward. Hey everybody, I just want to let you know I really appreciate you watching these videos. It means a lot. If you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. It would help me out greatly. And also check out the main sponsor of this channel, which is the USCCA. Absolutely the best membership you could ever have in your wallet with self-defense, liability insurance, and more. So check out the USCCA. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down. Now, try and keep in mind, some of this is going to be fact, some of it's going to be opinion based on what I would do, given the research that I've done and the information that I have. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. The Supreme Court heard the NYSRPA V Bruen case. They determined that New York's good cause or just cause requirement was unconstitutional and that you shouldn't have to show a special need in order to get your permit. And they also found that carrying in public is protected by the Constitution. So that means that all other states, based off of that ruling, have to get rid of their good cause or just cause or whatever they want to call it requirement. You don't have to show a special need. So that's a pretty big deal for a lot of different states. I believe there's 6 or 7 different states out there that have something similar. Now, again, today we're going to be talking mostly about California, but that's because that's where I was born and raised. I understand the processes. I know what people can expect. I was raised in LA County, never was able to get a permit because of the just cause requirement. So I am excited for those people that are out there. But I have some paperwork here. This is going to be from the Attorney General of the state of California. And this is a letter that went out to pretty much everybody. So this went out to city councils. It went out to law enforcement officials. It pretty much went out statewide to let everybody know that the good cause requirement is now pretty much null and void. And it also gives them instructions on what to do from here. So based off of the instructions that I read in this 3-page letter, this is what I'm basing my opinion off. So we'll talk a little bit about the letter, what it says, so you guys have a little bit more information going into this. And then I'll tell you guys what you should do moving forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this letter right here, which again is from the Office of the Attorney General of the state of California, and that's why I think it's the most important document, regardless of what you hear or what you might see. For instance, I went over to the LA Sheriff's Department website, looked up applications, and it still says that you have to show good cause, and it lists exactly what good cause is, and you can read all about it. It hasn't been changed at all. It's exactly as it was prior to the Supreme Court's ruling. So somebody who doesn't know about this letter might go over to that website and see if it's been updated, and it hasn't yet. So at least at the time I'm making this video, it still shows that you have to show good cause, but that's not the case based on this letter. Now, I'm not going to read you all the legal mumbo jumbo and go through all that stuff. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase and condense here so that you guys have a basic understanding, but I will put a link down below. If you guys want to read the PDF, I'll link that there so you can read the whole thing and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable about the process. But basically what it says in this letter to all of the authorities that it was sent out to is that the good cause requirement is no longer enforceable based off of the Supreme Court's decision. And so they cannot enforce that. They cannot use that as a determining factor for any future applicants, okay? Also, what this letter says is that the current law as it stands, well, basically everything else in the current law besides the good cause requirement still stands. So you still have to do the background check, you still have to do the fingerprints, you still have to do the waiting period, you still have to pay your fees, you still have to do the training and all of the other onerous stuff that California requires people to do, or at least LA County and some other counties require people to do in order to get a permit. So the only thing that changed in California is simply the good cause part. Everything else is still going to stand. So you're going to have to go through your application. You're going to have to go through all that. And one thing I forgot to mention is that they're putting a little bit extra emphasis here on your personality, okay? So you have to be of good moral character. So they're still going to do the interview and everything else that you would typically do in the past, but they're going to put more of an emphasis on that. I think they're going to kind of dig deeper into who you actually are, which is like their little way of offsetting things. Again, it seems like by this letter that there was an emphasis on that particular aspect of the permitting process. So you're going to have to go through all that stuff, including showing that you're a good person or upstanding citizen, and then they have to allow you through the process. So basically what happened is California and every other state with something similar to this went from a may issue state to a shall issue state. They basically, if you're in good moral standing, or if you're in good legal standing, right? So you don't have any convictions or nothing like that, nothing in your background, no skeletons in the closet, nothing holding you back from actually owning one, you should be able to get your permit based on this letter, which instructs local sheriffs to basically stop enforcing that good cause part. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about what I would do. And again, this is just my opinion, but I would apply now in every state that's affected by this. I would apply now to avoid what is going to eventually be a crowd of people and long wait times. You're going to see wait times increase to get your permit probably 3 times over, because they don't have the infrastructure to handle these permits, because they didn't have to issue very many. I mean, LA County, maybe what would they do, issue like a few hundred or something, right, to retired judges, law enforcement, and things like that. No, now they're going to see the general public come in larger numbers, and you're going to see them start to get bogged down and backlogged and stuff like that. So I would try and get in as fast as possible. Now, if you go to their website or you see information that says that good cause still stands, I would print this out, okay? Again, this is a PDF. I would print it out. It's directly from the California Department of Justice and the Attorney General, and it gives them instructions. And if they have not heard about it yet, which they have, they all got the facts, they all got the emails and the letters, you can simply hand this letter to them and say that this is no longer enforceable. This is, the letter from Rob Bonta and so forth, and you kind of use that. But I would still try and do it as quick as possible. I really think that this is just going to, we're talking about several states here. We're not just talking about one specific county. I mean, in LA County alone, there's millions of people. If only 1% of those people actually decide that they're going to go apply, you know what those numbers are? I mean, they're really big numbers across the state. There's some pretty big counties in California, and I think that they're going to get backtracked. So better to get in now, get it started, at least get the process started, right? There's a lot that you have to do in California, like 8 hours of training, not to exceed more than 16 hours of training. But there is a process, getting your fingerprints done and waiting for the background check and all that stuff. And that takes time. And so if you start later on, after the crowds have already started to, fill up the backlog there, well, you're going to wait even longer. So might as well start that process now. Again, if you want to bring any letter or anything supportive with you, and do what you can, but I would get to it. So this was a big win. I hope everybody is able to enjoy a little extra piece of freedom. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, would help me out quite a bit, and you guys have a great day.